Arthritis is quite a broad term, so there's lots of different subtypes, but basically your immune system gets confused and attacks your own cells, and then that can cause a build-up of fluid in your joints, and then that can cause pain and stiffness and fatigue.
We know that physical activity is so important for our physical and emotional well-being, even more so if you've got arthritis.
It's really important that young people with arthritis are included in all activities, whether that's in school or residential trips outside of school. I think young people can be quite anxious about joining in with PE or physical activity because in the past it might have hurt, so there's that worry that it could hurt again.
Out of all the subjects that anybody would do, PE would be like the most hardest subject at school.
My PE teachers weren't really accepting and didn't understand the condition, so I was constantly pushed and pushed and pushed until I couldn't do any more.
Like, my PE teachers are quite considerate. They'll tell me in advance what we would do in a PE lesson, and then if I'm comfortable in doing it and I'm able to do it, then they say, okay, do it, but don't exert too much pressure on yourself.
If you're having a particularly bad day, then you can ask the teacher if you can sit out.
Communication is really important because without communication, how are they going to help me?
The connection needs to be there to be able to understand and make sure that everything's put in place.
Ongoing communication is critical, absolutely critical, and that involves trust. So for a young person to feel actually this teacher cares and I'm safe to let them know it's a good day, it's not a good day, it's a good morning, it's not a good morning. What can be really helpful is having a key person in school.
Talk to them about how their condition changes depending if they're having a good day or a bad day or a flare or if things are quiet.
If you've got someone at your school that's newly diagnosed with GIA, do some research. Versus Arthritis have a great website with loads and loads of information about the condition, how it affects people, but you need to remember that everyone's affected by it differently. There's no one size fits all.
I believe there's always a way that they can find something they can do, whether they're in flare or whether their condition is quiet and in remission. I think some of the things that PE teachers can do would be offering a different alternative either for the young person or actually is it possible to change the whole class, so is there the option of going into a gym or a fitness suite? Trying to adapt some of the PE lessons is also really helpful. It might be changing the drills at the beginning of the class.
A physiotherapist could give them exercises that they can do during that time.
Fatigue can be a big problem, so allowing that young person to pace themselves in a PE lesson, being able to take short breaks is really important. Young people with arthritis can find being out in the cold really uncomfortable. We know that it can make the joints feel more painful and stiffer. So if they're doing PE outside, what can be really helpful is being allowed to wear lots of layers.
Allowing children a few minutes extra to change for PE. Before and after. If a child's very self-conscious, can they change somewhere different? If we can make physical activity enjoyable for young people, they are more likely to do it in the future as well, and we're setting them up for a life of good health and well-being.